Rob, and welcome to Axel's Garage. Tonight we're in Axel's kitchen, and what I'm doing is I'm making something that I've never made before, and it's a test run for something that I want to try to bring into the food truck, because this is something that I could cook start to finish in the truck, and it's jambalaya. Never made jambalaya, eaten a lot of jambalaya, but I've never actually made it. So of course, what do? Look up recipes. Found a bunch of different recipes. Apparently, I didn't know this, but there's a big jambalaya controversy online about Creole versus Cajun. Should there be tomatoes in it? Shouldn't there be tomatoes? It's crazy. I'm trying to make a basic Cajun jambalaya, non-spicy. A lot of people say it's not supposed to be spicy. It's supposed to be seasoned, not spicy, which is what I'm looking for, because I don't want something too spicy in the food truck, because a lot of people don't like spice. I already have a spicy chili that I do in the truck, and don't want to make that too spicy. So what I'm using is commercially prepared sausage as the meat in the jambalaya. Not doing chicken, not doing shrimp. So I have a beef sausage, and I have a mixed meat sausage that is pork, turkey, and beef in the mix. And it's a pre-packaged, pre-cooked sausage, so that I don't have to bring that raw product onto the truck. And right now, all I'm doing is just slicing it up into slices, sort of like that much. So I wanted 2 pounds, but they come in 13 ounce, so I'm at two 13-ounce packages of the meat, and I'm going to slice that up, and we'll get that started first. All right, so I got my sliced up sausage in the pot there with a little oil, or Earl, depending on where you're from. And in the meantime, I am gonna, now listen, I don't need the critics telling me that's not the way you do it. You don't do it like that, you do it like this. I'm trying to make something simple that tastes good, and that is going to cost an amount where I can resell it at a profit, because that's the whole. When you run any kind of food establishment, that's the goal. So this is just a test run. I'm sure we're going to do many of them before I do it on the truck. We actually went to the store and bought everything we needed. To try to figure out what it actually costs to, what your food costs are. So now I got they didn't have big onions, yellow onions. They didn't have real big ones, so I'm going to go with 3 of them. And I'm going to dice them up. Not a real fine dice, maybe I'll just use that thing, Michelle. Use that thing, right? That dice is it like a little on the big side, right?
Yeah.
Now I do have a cast iron, what do they call it, a Dutch oven? Yeah. Isn't it a Dutch oven when you fart under the sheets, and then you pull the blankets up?
Yeah.
Is that a Dutch oven? Steven's inside saying yes, but I don't know. I thought it was called something else other than a Dutch, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to peel the onions. Alright, so we got our 2 large onion, but we're actually using 3 medium-sized onion. Where are you going? And baby mama's moving away from the camera. She's using the thingy to chop up the onions. And we're not doing a fine chop, we're doing a medium chop on the onions. I brown gold sausage on high heat, so I got a little char in the bottom of the pot, which is what they say you're supposed to do, the char on the bottom of the pot. Got that in? Alright, and I threw the onions as she's doing them in there, and we're gonna let those onions on like a low heat cook down and put some of it. Alright, so the onions have been in 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm just going to show you what they look like. I don't want to bring the camera over there, so I'm going to bring this to the camera. I think when I moved the camera, it stopped. I think I got the other part. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. The camera wasn't recording. I don't know where I left off, but onions halfway through, about 5 minutes. We're gonna go another 5, 6, 7 minutes, maybe 12 in total. Get those onions soft, and they should be looking. What are you, pizza bites? She's eating pizza bites. Anyway, pizza bagels. This is not a bagel. This tiny thing here is not a bagel. Pizza bagel. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna have this one. We're gonna let the onions cook down, and I'm gonna check to make sure I showed you what. I'll just show you at the end what the onions look like after it picks up all the schmutz on the bottom of the pan from cooking the sausage. Okay, so at this point, onions are soft, and they are completely brown. I'm gonna show you what they look like here. All right, so they got all the goodness from the bottom of the pot mixed in with them. So what I'm gonna do now is they are soft. It took about 10 minutes in total. And we are gonna get them all over the bottom. Just make sure they're all broken up nice. Okay, like that, all over the bottom. And now I am going to add my garlic in there. Mix the garlic in, and then let them go on high heat for just a few minutes, just to get that garlic opened up. And it's going to be a teaspoon of minced garlic. All right, so I added in the garlic and teaspoon of garlic. Got it all back down, and now I'm going to put it over high heat. We'll go high heat covered for just 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to start putting it all together. Stay out of trouble. Troublemaker's leaving.
I'm not a troublemaker. I forgot Maggie's take on that.
All right, so for the other seasonings that are going to go in it, we're going to go with a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper. We got the teaspoon of garlic in. With a teaspoon of hot sauce, and then we're going to go with 2 teaspoons of Cajun seasoning. This is the only one I could find. Some people say to use cayenne pepper, but I don't want to make it spicy. I was looking for the Tony somebody's Cajun seasoning, the popular one. Couldn't find it in the store closest to my house. So, in a pinch, perfect pinch. That's the name of the McCormick seasoning, perfect pinch. I made a joke.
Oh.
We're gonna go with a teaspoon of that. We're gonna add that stuff in when it's all coming together. All right, so we got 2 minutes on the onions on high. Right, they started to stick a little bit. So, would you guys stop? So just by stirring the onions around, you don't even need to add any liquid. You could deglaze the bottom, which is going to give you even more flavor. So I'm deglazing the bottom. All right, I got it on high heat. I'm going to add my meat back in. Mix it all together. The bottom of that pan is clean now. So all the flavor of everything is on the food itself, not on the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to, Michelle.
Yeah.
Did you open this stock already to me?
No, it's when you open
Oh,
it.
when you open it, it rips? Oh, got to ahead of base. So now I'm going to add chicken stock. 32 ounces is 4 cups, 8 ounces in a cup, 8 times 4 is 32. 4 cups of chicken stock. All right, chicken stock in, heat on high, covering it, and we're going to bring it up to a boil before we add the rice, or a boil. Anyway, don't yell at me for how I'm making the jambalaya. Give me suggestions on what I could do differently. You're not supposed to put chicken stock. Stop. Just tell me what I could do to make it tasty, and also. All right. So while we're waiting for that to come to a boil or a boil, we're going to do 2 cups of long grain rice. I'm thinking for my own twist to it, next time we're going to try basmati rice. I think that would come out nice. We're going to use 2 cups of long grain rice here. So what the chicken stock mixed with the onions and the meat.
So you can close it. It's basically
Oh, so you can close it again? So I need 2 cups. So we're going to do 2 cups of rice. When that comes to a boil, we're going to dump the 2 cups of rice in. We're going to put it on low, and we're going to let it simmer with the lid on 15 minutes. Oh, wait. Rice in, boil, rice in, mix it up, bring it back to a boil, and then add my green onion or scallion. There is a green onion scallion controversy too, but these were in the supermarket. It said scallions, so I just took a bundle of scallions, really just for a little bit of color in there. So that's why we're gonna add them at the end. What do you got? 2 cups? That's 2 cups?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 cups of rice ready to go for when it boils. So we're just about to a rolling boil. So I'm going to add my teaspoon of black pepper. Go with a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go with a teaspoon of hot sauce. Just a teaspoon for flavor, not for heat. Teaspoon of hot sauce, and then we're going to go with 2 teaspoons of this, what did I say, Cajun seasoning. All right, now I'm going to mix that in. All right, I am boiling, and I'm going to let you put my rice. 2 cups of rice going in. I didn't rinse it. I don't mind if it sticks a little bit. All right, that rice is stirred in, and we're gonna wait for it to come back up to a boil, and I can put the heat down to low and cut out one last thing. Almost forgot my scallion, green onion, whatever that might be. All right, let's get that in there. Give it a stir. And then I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes on low, covered simmering. I probably could have used half the amount of scallion. It looks like there's a lot in there. Like I said, this is the trial run, so I think for this ratio, half the bundle that you get in the supermarket of scallion and green onion would have worked. So that full bundle, when I do my calculations in my head for quantities, will go with a double of this recipe. So 4 pounds of meat. 4 pounds of meat, 4 cups of rice recipe, not the quantities that we do. It looks like it's too much. Looks nice, but a little too much for jambalaya. I don't want it to start looking like something other than jambalaya. But we'll see, 15 minutes. All right, so we've been 15 minutes in, simmering, low heat, I shouldn't say simmering, low heat, with the lid on, rice cooking. Now, actually several of the ones that I was researching said at this point, you want to come in and you just want to like go down the side and in towards the middle and not stir it, but the water is like cooling up on top that's left, or the broth I should say, or the stock, whatever it is. So they said just sort of like lift it up a little bit and let that water go down to the bottom. And then we're going to cover it and we're going to let it go another 15 minutes. Looks good. Yeah, too much of the scallion though, but looks really good. Half. I think that bundle, Michelle, half. Like I was saying. So half. Second 15 minutes is up. Still got a little liquid here, Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right, so.
Once you stir that, like on the pro, make a jambalaya.
All right, so turn the timer off. It actually looks like jambalaya.
It should, that's what you made.
I know, but I've never made it. Never even made anything like it. Oop, it's fogging up my glasses. Let me show you. Ooh, I'm really getting fogged up here. All right, so that's what it looks like. I don't really even need a Taste the rice. Tastes like jambalaya. A little salty. All right. Looks like jambalaya. Tastes like jambalaya.
Oh, it must be
Go-
jambalaya.
I think we could go with a little salt.
That
Oh, you added salt?
Well, it said all the recipes said they had some salt. But I only added a teaspoon of salt. But we'll see. So this is the cup right here. Oh, nice, Steve. That we would serve on the truck. This is an 8-ounce soup cup that we use for the chili. So there would be our jambalaya serving. So there's serving number 1 out of it. I'm going to give it to Steve-O, and Steve-O is going to try it. So salty? What about other than salty?
it's good. It's not too wet. Not too dry.
Like it? All right.
Okay.
I got one for you. So that's it from Axel's Test Kitchen. Our first shot at jambalaya. I think we're good. I think I could add a little more of the Cajun seasoning and less salt,
I
or
wouldn't add any
no
salt.
salt at all. What?
No salt.
No salt at all. I only added a teaspoon. So you think no salt? There's probably enough salt in the sausage
Yeah, the sausage is whole. So.
And the seasoning.
and the other seasonings. Yeah. So we're gonna go no salt. The next batch in the test kitchen. If you cook jambalaya and you got any pointers, you put them in the comments below. If you tell me that that's not real jambalaya, no, stop. Please stop. Just give me some constructive criticism on this one. We're trying something new. We're going outside of our comfort zone, right? It's usually Italian food and hot dogs in this kitchen and barbecue. So we're way outside our comfort zone. But that's it today from Axel's Garage. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Axel's Garage. You can see our cooking shows, our how-to shows, our product reviews, and what do we got to do next? The steering wheel is falling off on Baby Mama's IROC. And well, thanks for watching.